Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and let's start off Fan Fridays with a battle from Salvador. Also, quick note that the 100k hype shirt is only going to be available for 2 more days, as well as the Welcome Back Wolfpack shirt only being available for a little less than a week. So if you want to get awesome shirts at a low price, go and do it, because we haven't yet made the minimum requirement. So if you want that shirt, go order it now. And now let's get on to this battle. I think it could be pretty hype. We got single battle for 3v3. I like the Noivern. I'm down with singing Amamola as well. So let's see how this one ends up going. Amamola. I don't even know what could have caused that. Oh, okay, so we got Kangaskhan. Yeah, Noivern doesn't want to deal with Kangaskhan too much. Maybe a Draco Meteor, depending on what it is, would have enough damage. But overall, it's just not going to be enough. So what's this Amamola going to do against Kangaskhan? Like, switching that in, fairly confident move. Generally a pretty solid defensive tank. So going to go with the fake out. Yeah, decent call right there. Just now, the fake out, not going to do too much damage. Absurd amount of tankiness on that Amamola when you break down how many hit points it has. And Rocky Helmet doing a lot of damage back to Kang from those double hits. So he doesn't want to deal with that anymore, knowing that return isn't going to be an absurd amount. It can kind of stall it out and just do more damage with that. So Toxic, opponent getting a good switch right there, breaking down that Toxic, and just going to go straight for that Swords Dance. So the opponent's like, yeah, this is my chance to set up. Too much. What? Okay, so we got a little bit of interesting tech coming through that I didn't expect to see. That the Soak Amamola. I haven't seen that used in singles before. So that lets it soak it and get down the Toxic. Very interesting. Now is the opponent going to go for the full +6? Because Aegislash is poison. I didn't think I'd ever say that, honestly, ever. Aegislash is poison. Just doesn't feel right to say. Anyways, now Amamola is going to be setting up with that Wish. Huge defensive tank right now. So will it be able to survive the +6? Again, something I never thought I'd end up saying. So it's going to go for that Protect, Wish Protect on top of all that status. Now it's going to be on the max health. Poison ticking away. Remember, we still have Kangaskhan doing work, well, potentially doing work, and the other Pokemon that the opponent had. So Wish is going to bring it back up to full, kind of reluctantly, as you notice. The damage, it was like, yeah, we don't have a lot of health coming back, but whatever. So there's going to be the Sacred Sword coming through. My goodness. The +6 Sacred Sword from Aegislash not being enough to knock out the Amamola. That is pure hit points, pure defense right there. And then with the Toxic combo coming in, like, I didn't think I'd ever see that matchup swing like that. That the Soak into Toxic into the max stats just did not work out at all, and then the Wish Protect. So I mean, that's kind of insane. And now Aegislash, you know, it was going to go down to Rocky Helmet and Toxic, so I had to switch out. Thunderous comes in. So opponent could have done that, but then it would have just been some kind of switch war. And then going into Chansey. You know what? When we think about Skarnbliss being like the ultimate in defensive stall, that you have a special defense tank and a defensive tank going into, you know, Amamola Bliss. Even though this is Chansey, but just kind of a similar idea. That with Chansey we have a very absurd amount of physical tankiness. And even then, I don't see Sacred Sword being like solidly enough damage, and it depends on how this goes. So Amamola comes back in, and with Regenerator, it's back at full health. So Aegislash went down to Toxic. I don't know, the recording cut out there a bit. So, I mean, now we just have the nastiness of Regenerator into Healer with Chansey, as well as just having all sorts of shenanigans coming from Draco Meteor, potential from the Noivern. So there's a lot of safe switches, a lot of just very high safety over here. Amamola, very tanky as well. Switching out into Noivern, though, I'm wondering what could be up from that one, because that Rocky Helmet, oh, double switch. Oh, that's just mean. Going for the double switch fade so Rocky Helmet procs on the Amamola. There's the double edge. So that's what that was about, and that worked out really well, actually. So going to survive pretty well, taking decent amount of damage from that. But it's close to half. Could survive the double edge, but after all that recoil, yeah, it doesn't want to do that again. So there's the Earthquake, actually. Just want to play it a bit more safe, not making contact. Did get the fade into the contact, though. Not enough damage, and what's Amamola going to do? Going to set up that Wish, so Wish into Protect, and now it's gaining more health than Kangaskhan is losing. And the opponent just decides to forfeit right there. So, wow. That was gross. That's a really good strategy. That the Chansey into Amamola provides so much ridiculousness. And then we also have Noivern for, like, I keep saying Draco Meteor, and I think that's what I want it to be, because if you think about it, you use Draco Meteor, you lose your special attack, but you score KO, and then you have a safe switch, as well as resetting and stall, going back into Noivern when you have the opportunity to just throw out a monstrous Draco Meteor again. And I think that that's the idea, and I think that that's pretty solid because of it. Alright, so that was the first Fan Friday. I loved it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, and let's keep going with some more Fan Fridays.